What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to begin a new series. This is something completely new, never to be seen on YouTube before, and guess what? Your boy thought of it all by himself. Definitely new, trust me. We are doing a road to 100 platinums.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
So, to start off this journey, the first game we are going to be platinuming is... Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach, released in 2021, developed by Steelwood Studios. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach was the first Five Nights at Freddy's to feature free roam, and it is a part of my top 10 games of all time. The game consists of 29 trophies including the Platinum, with an average difficulty rating of 3 out of 10, and an average of 20 hours in order to complete the Platinum. There are over 150 collectibles, with 50 of them being these duffel bags that contain messages inside of them, and the other 100 are collectibles that you get from presents. There's one trophy that I knew about, and that trophy is Hide and Seek Master, where you're not allowed to use any hiding spots throughout the game. We start off the game being inside Freddy.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Basically, Gregory is not allowed to be here as he snuck backstage, and now the security guard is looking for us. The security guard is Vanessa, and god damn, is she a fine specimen.
Hey yo!
Freddy then agrees to help us, so we climb back into Freddy and go to the utility tunnels, where we see the famous meme of Freddy.
Freddy, you're supposed to be on lockdown.
Vanessa, life goes on, you know.
After a few steps, Freddy decides his fat ass is too tired and decides to go sleep, leaving us all alone to get to the exit. But it's okay, because we actually achieve our first trophy here while getting to the exit. We have a chase sequence where all three animatronics, Chica, Roxy and Monty, are introduced, and while running from them, we get the trophy, Dodge and Weave, which is actually achieved by successfully evading a bot in pursuit. Finally, we make it to the exit after everything, where of course, it closes.
Balls.
Freddy then instructs us to go to the daycare where he said he'd meet us. But of course, he can't reach us, so he tells us to get the security pass at the security desk. In that moment, we are introduced to a new character called Sun. Sun is a pretty annoying character, but he does have one instruction.
Keep the lights on.
So of course, when we collected the security pass, the light switches off. I know, crazy right? Such intuitive game design, and definitely not predictable at all. Now that the lights are turned off, we are introduced to the character Moon. Moon is the evil version of Sun, and he tries to hunt you down in the daycare and jump scare you. While now being hunted by Moon, we have to also find 5 generators that are located around the daycare and turn them on in order to switch the lights back on. Finally, once the generators are all turned on, Sun comes back and tells us that we are a rule breaker and kicks our fair ass out of there. So we go out of the daycare crying like a little girl when someone blows out her candles on her birthday. We run to a recharge station, and that's when we get our second trophy, Sleepover. So once out of the daycare, Freddy instructs us to go to the main atrium with him, where there are 2 main exits we need to find. One is near Salads and Sides, and that leads us to the docks, and the other one is on the 3rd floor balcony in El Chips. So I decided I'm gonna go through El Chips. So in El Chips, there is a pathway to the arcade, and this arcade leads to a specific office where we can get another security badge. Once we collect the security badge, an alarm goes off, and now we are trapped in this office, and Freddy tells us to wait there for about 5 minutes till he can disable the alarm. Now we have to look at both doors and the cameras in order to stop Monty and Roxy from coming to catch us. Once done in this sequence, we get our 3rd trophy, False Alarm. Freddy then tells us to go to the prize counter. Once at the prize counter, we find the exit we've been looking for. However, this exit requires a high level security badge. So after we get that depressing news, we decide we're gonna leave the prize counter. So we hop into the elevator, but then all of a sudden we get captured by Vanessa. Usually people will be sad about this, but not me. I'm right where I wanna be.
What the fuck?
We then wake up in some storage room where Vanessa put us in. I then confess my feelings to her, in which she turns me down extremely badly. And now I'm depressed for life. So instead of listening to her, I completely ignore her instructions of staying put, and I escape there with a screwdriver. So after escaping the storage room, I decide to go back to the atrium as I want to go to the loading docks by Salads and Sides in order to get the 3rd security badge and to also get the 4th trophy of the day, Pizza Party. We finally make it to the loading docks, and in one of the rooms at the loading docks, we find a collectible, and this collectible gives us a fuzzy Faz drink. This will be very important for the trophy, Sugar High. After that, we find an office which gives us our 3rd security badge. However, Chica is now spawn camping at the door like a little bitch and waiting for us to leave. Freddy instructs us to make a pizza as that fat bitch likes pizza. So after we make the pizza, we get our trophy Pizza Party, and Chica is distracted enough for us to sneak past her. We then escape the docks. Once we escape the docks, Freddy contacts us, tells us that we need to get to the Roxy Raceway as he's waiting for us right there. We finally find Freddy, and we see him in a very constipated state, as he jerked off to too many pictures of Molly Bobby Brown and is now in need of repairs. Freddy then instructs us to get the backstage pass in order to get him down to parts and services. After we get the backstage pass, we then go to an office to get another security badge. Once we get the security badge, all of a sudden Freddy can walk again. But there is now a sequence where we have to stop Monty and Roxy from getting inside our office while also directing Freddy to us. Once we finish with the sequence and Freddy comes to us, he then takes us back to the main atrium where he tells us to go to the 3rd floor again to put the performance disc in order for us to get down to parts and services. Once down in parts and services, we need to get into another recharge station. Once we get into the recharge station, we see Freddy get absolutely KO'd by a Moon who's apparently Mike Tyson. And Moon takes Freddy into parts and services. However, we can't get into parts and services as we need a level 4 security badge and we only have a level 3. So we get our 4th security badge, and once we get our 4th security badge, we are now able to enter parts and services where we see Freddy lying on a table. He then asks us to reattach his head to upgrade him. After we upgrade him, we realize that we can also use parts from Monty, Roxy and Chica, as we can use Chica's voice box, Roxy's eyes and Monty's claws. So after realizing that, we then go to Rockstar Row in order to get to Chica's room so we can get a party pass. This gives us our next trophy party. This party pass allows us to access 2 places, either Monty Golf or Fazer Blast. Choosing one of these places will decide which character we shatter first. So I chose Fazer Blast. Fazer Blast means we're gonna go after Chica first. When we reach Fazer Blast, we are now required to play a small mini game which is basically laser tag. We have to capture 3 flags while also evading Chica. Once we complete the small mini game, we are both rewarded with a trophy and we have to go to a room to collect our golden Fazer Blaster. And in this room, we see a tunnel that leads to a secret room with the graffiti writing of Vanny. This will be very important and useful for us in the story later. Before completely leaving Fazer Blast, we go into an office where we get another security badge, and in that office we also get a bowling pass which allows us to access Bonnie's Bowl. Once we get to Bonnie's Bowl, we find something called Monty's Mystery Mix, and apparently Chica goes crazy for this stuff. So our next task is to take that Monty's Mystery Mix back down to the loading docks into the kitchen compactor where we can lure Chica into it in order to destroy it. So once we get to the loading docks, we put the Monty's Mystery Mix and we turn on the generator, and once we press the button, we then get a small cutscene of how Chica is being destroyed. However, she pulls Gregory's legs, dragging him with her to the sewers. We then wake up and see Chica's lifeless body. So we grab the voice box and that gives us the trophy, Speak No Evil. We then go to parts and services where we shove the beak inside of Freddy.
Jesus Christ.
After we do that, Freddy then sounds like a complete idiot and was extremely annoying during the rest of this playthrough. I then decided to take a break from the main story by going for the trophy, Opa. This requires us to find and break 10 plates, so that's exactly what I did. After that, I went for the trophy Up Up and Away. This trophy requires us to find the Balloon Boy arcade game. We are then required to play the game. And in the arcade game, we have to find these little lightning purple bolts and then step on them, which causes the game to glitch, giving us the trophy. Since we were in the daycare already, I decided to go for the trophy Heckler. On stage, we see a comedy bot, and this trophy just requires us to shoot the performer in the face. Now finally, we go back to the story, where because of Chica's voice box now, we are allowed to access Roxy's raceway, where now we need to find out a way to destroy Roxy. We figure out a way to destroy Roxy, and that requires us to use a small go-kart. However, we find out that we are not tall enough to ride the ride without a bot. We then find some bothead, but unfortunately it is badly damaged, and that requires us to go to the West Arcade to fix it. But before we went to the West Arcade, we went to Roxy's hair salon, where we can find Princess Quest 1. Now there are 3 Princess Quest games we need to play in order to get the ending, Are You Having Fun Yet? We then go to the West Arcade, and once we're there, we put the bothead inside the machine. However, the power turns off. So now we have to find and turn on 3 electrical switches in order to bring the power back on, while also escaping animatronics. When we finally turn on the 3rd switch, we then have a chase sequence with DJ Music Man, which is not really hard, it's just quite annoying. We then finish fixing the bothead and take it straight back to Roxy's raceway. And we are awarded with the trophy, Wub Wub Wub. But before I left, I played Princess Quest 2, which is located near the final switch. We then go to Roxy's raceway. We put the bothead on the robot and this triggers a cutscene where we destroy Roxy. At first, we're taking some lovely laps and then Roxy jumps into the way and then we flip the cart straight into a dumbass face.
Hey, bro, watch your jet. Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet.
I literally couldn't stop laughing at this. It was just too funny. We then see Roxy with the cart rested on her and we steal her eyes. Once we take her eyes, we are rewarded with the trophy, See No Evil. We then take our eyes once again to parts and servers and put it inside of Freddy. After we are done shoving our eyes inside of Freddy, Freddy notifies us that it's now 6 AM and that the doors are open and we can leave. So now we quickly hop into the elevator to go to the main entrance. But however, something just got my attention.
Gregory, I think you deserve a reward. Go check the main stage.
After hearing that, I didn't just run to the main stage, I flew there. Only to find out it was absolutely bullshit and I was left alone just like how you were on Valentine's Day. So after that, I then drag my ass back to the entrance. When we get there, we get the trophy called Superstar, where we were then left with 3 choices, either stay, leave or Vanny. The reason I got an ending called Vanny is because when I was in Pizzaplex, I looked into that office room where it had that graffiti writing of Vanny. So I chose the Vanny ending because we get 2 trophies from this ending. We get the first trophy, which is I Am Not Me, where all you have to do is just select the ending Vanny. Freddy then gets bodied and is disassembled. Finally, we're back in control and now we have to get to the office in order to play Princess Quest 3. Once we complete the arcade game, we are then awarded with the supposedly good ending of the game, and that gives us the trophy Are You Having Fun Yet? We also get the trophy Hide and Seek Master. Now since we are technically done with the game, it's time for the cleanup. So we are now back at the main entrance where we can choose our ending again. So we choose the option stay, and then Freddy gives us another party pass, which is a great thing, so now we can access Monty's golf. So we then go to Monty's golf. Once at Monty's golf, before we do anything, we play a mini arcade game, which is like a golf game, and in this golf game, we need to get the lowest score possible. This is very easy and I did it on my first try, and that gave us the trophy under par. Now we go to the security office to get exactly what we are looking for. In the office, we get our 8th security badge, which gives us the trophy Security Breached for getting the highest level security badge possible. We also get a very nice camera, which allows us to stun enemies when we flash it. And finally, we get the Mazer Size ticket, which allows us to access Mazer Size. We then go to Mazer Size, as Mazer Size has a secret tunnel that allows us to access the catwalks in Monty's golf. Apparently, Monty likes to hang out there, and this is how we're gonna get to shatter him. When we get to the catwalks, we then have a boss fight against Monty, where we have to shoot these balls into a bucket in order to fill it up so we can hit the button in order to drop the bucket on Monty. Once we do that, we get this very funny cutscene of Monty. We then take his claws and get the trophy Claw No Evil. And this gives us another trophy called Shattered Dreams, where it requires us to shatter all 3 animatronics. Our next trophy we got was the trophy Say Cheese, where we have to stun 4 bots at the same time with the camera. Finally, we get the trophy Sugar High, which requires us to get all 4 Fizzy Fairs drinks. Another trophy we got was to enter the bakery. We literally just enter the bakery for the first time, and that's it. Now since we got Monty's claws and Chica's voice box, we are now allowed to access a specific place that is in Roxy's raceway. Apparently there's like a sinkhole under Roxy's raceway. So we go to this constructed place and we find an elevator there. Now I thought in order to get the trophy Hazard's Bay, you have to go down the elevator. But fortunately this wasn't the case, as all you needed to do is just press the button. Finally we are left with only 2 trophies, and these are the collectible trophies. So the first collectibles I went for were the duffel bags, which contain the messages inside of them. The reason I went for this one first is because these ones are more hard to find than the collectibles, as you cannot see these ones through Freddy's eyes. After finding all 50 of them, we then get the trophy Lost and Found. Finally, it's the last stage of the game, and there are now 108 collectibles to collect. Usually I hate doing collectibles because it's so long and unnecessary, but for this game, I don't know, I just liked it. It felt so peaceful and calming. Finally, after going around and searching for these stupid collectibles, we finally get the trophy. That, my friends, is Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach Platinum. Of course, a new Platinum will be coming out very soon. Also, let me know what games you guys want to see me Platinum, and I shall do it. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.